Now, Isaiah Sharp with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
Taking a quick live look at the Village at Meridian on the day after Thanksgiving, and it is nonstop Christmas music for me until probably the new year. Up to this point, really beautiful shot of the tree, and love seeing the fountains going on top of that too. It's pretty impressive to see all these people walking around. Hey, got a little Zamboni out there on top of that too. Temperatures though sitting into the 20s. It'll continue to get chillier as the night rolls on in. So hopefully these guys aren't out there for too long because temperatures are not nice. At least the wind's still sitting at 0, so hopefully not blowing in their faces, but nonetheless 29. That's a bit chilly for me. Taking a quick look at what we're seeing pattern-wise for the next couple of days, it's going to be pretty similar, kind of just a copy and paste for the next couple of days going into next week. We still have cold air that's passing on over, but when it comes to new systems coming into the area and precipitation that's going to pass over, it's not going to be hitting us, mostly missing us to the north. We got this system that's just to the north of Vancouver. It'll pass over the top, but as we go into this week, a couple of high pressure ridges are going to be keeping the cooler air and going to be keeping the precipitation just to the north of us. This is Thursday into next week, December 5th. As you saw, not a lot of activity. Going to be pretty similar every single day. Temperature sitting into the 40s and not changing too much with clear skies. We're not going to be seeing too much in the shape of rain. Maybe a little bit passing over going into next Saturday, but as you saw that going through, really just scattered showers. You don't have that really prominent system like we had that atmospheric river not too long ago that brought in tons of precipitation, but this is going to be fairly dry, and unfortunately that's not the best news for skiers and snowboarders. Taking a quick look at Tamarack, and as you can see, a very, very thin line of snow. Not too much activity. You can see some icicles forming on top of the trees or on the side of the trees as well, which is pretty impressive to see. But that doesn't mean snow is not looking too terrible. Here's your snowpack numbers for the Gem State up to this point. Things looking pretty healthy in the middle of the state. Par the course per this time of year for the western central mountains and for the Boise area. Things looking really great down in the southeastern part of the state. The Panhandle struggling just a smidge, but it's very early in the season, so these numbers aren't too drastic, but still something to pay attention to, that we're looking fairly nice at the beginning of the season, and hopefully in the coming weeks we'll start to see more patterns pass on through and keep these numbers up, because that's what we want to see for snowpack. Of course, is important for all those farmers out there, something we want to pay attention to. Taking a quick look at the temperatures we saw today, nice and cool sitting into the 40s, 41 in Boise, Idaho, 40 down in Twin Falls. Going into tomorrow, the Magic Valley is going to be pretty similar, 40 degrees once again. A couple of places only breaking up into those upper 30s. So it's going to be nice and chilly down there. 34 over in Ketchum, 40 over in Boise. We actually have a warming trend going into the start of December, though. As you can see, a majority of the West Coast and Idaho is going to be sitting just a smidge warmer than per usual this time of year. We'll have to pay attention to that, but that isn't until December 5th. We got to get through the end of November. So let's take a look at your forecast going into tomorrow. Your Saturday we'll have some 40s, a couple of 30s mixed in there in Caldwell and in Nampa, 20s across the board for the lows with partly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the western central mountains sitting into the 30s for McCall and Cascade, 39 in Council, 38 over in Garden Valley, 40s everywhere else except for Riggins, Idaho, sitting into the 50s. I didn't get to bring it up, but Stanley, Idaho, going into tomorrow is going to be -3 the low, so it's going to be very chilly in the eastern central mountains over there, just to the east of the western central mountains. Taking a look at your extended forecast, temperature is going to be sitting into the 40s across the board. 41 for tomorrow, 40 going into Saturday. The lows are going to be sticking into the 20s as well. And then going into the start of the week, we'll kind of have this incremental step every single day that we pass on through. 42 and 42 for Monday and Tuesday. Going into the middle of the week, we'll finally reach the mid 40s, which is going to be nice. But you can see not too much of a drastic difference. Honestly, only a 5-degree difference between Sunday and between Friday, which is pretty impressive to see. 45 expected to be the high. Those will be those warmer conditions, but not too much of a change for your forecast. On top of that too, the skies are going to be partly cloudy throughout it. 40s the highs, 20s the lows.